Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got the prejudging of the 2025 Texas Pro, and man, what a show! To be honest, it's even more exciting than the Tampa Pro from last week. Even though it's the same lineup, you'll see why. This one is probably a little bit more interesting, so let's get right into it. Alright, so let's start with the second call out actually. So from left to right you had Justin Savoy, if that's how you pronounce his name. A new guy, a tall guy. Interesting structure, he has the height, but too lanky for these other guys here. Then next to him we have Beef Stew, then Bruno Santos, then we have Amir Omeragic, then Carrot Badjo, and in the end Patrick Moore. So as you can see, based on this call out, it seems like Amir and Bruno are fighting for that first spot in the second call out, which is actually fifth spot. In my opinion, it's probably Bruno who is winning this because of his just overall size and fullness. But to be honest, the conditioning that Amir brought, you're gonna see it from behind especially, it's absolutely nuts. But he's just simply not as full and as round as Bruno, especially from the front. I'm not sure that Bruno is beating Amir here, but I think that's gonna be the way. Patrick Moore ended up on the side here. I was kinda expecting him to maybe bring something a little bit sharper, drier, crispier, and potentially place higher, but no. With his size that he has, he needs to be completely peeled in order to beat these guys. He didn't really deliver that, so, you can see that he's definitely smaller. So I think he's second to last in this call out. The Carrot Badjo actually looks pretty good. I mean, surprisingly good compared to these guys, considering that he's a 212 competitor, but you can definitely see the lack of size. He's just not as big as the other guys, so, if he beats Patrick Moore, that's a great result, but I think he actually is beating both Patrick and Justin. Even though these guys are a lot taller, Carrot is simply, really well packed and really conditioned. Now again, as far as the top two in this call out, Amir versus Bruno, I have Bruno. I mean, he didn't bring the best conditioning ever, and Amir is completely shredded. But it's Amir's quads from the front that are throwing me off, and for that reason, I don't see him beating Bruno here. And as far as Beef Stew, he failed again with the condition and the overall peak. He's not super shredded, he's not super full. This is just not a very good Beef Stew. This year is not a very good year for him. Last year he was much better. Something is off this year. He missed that peak for Tampa, and I thought it was just a peak week thing. He was going to improve the fullness and the condition for this show. He didn't do that. He came in really flat again. Really flat, and therefore not with a lot of details, not with great crispiness, not with great fullness and hardness. I think he's just very flat. I don't know if he's just missing the peaks every show. I mean, 2 shows in a row. If that's the case, if that's the problem, he needs to change a coach. His coach is some blue guy. I don't even know who it is. He's talking about him very often in his posts, and he's been coaching him for years now. Maybe at this point he should consider switching a coach. Look at Amir's glutes right here. Look at this, man. Peel to the bone. That's crazy. I mean, who brings glutes shredded like this? I mean, it's very rare. Amir definitely brought a really good peak, but it just, his shape, his structure. Bruno is just, rounder, bigger, fuller, and also in pretty good condition. So I think that's going to be enough to win in this lineup. Will he be able to climb higher? I don't see that happening. No. If Beef Stew was in better peak, I could see him beating both of these guys and potentially challenging the other guys in the first call out maybe. But he just seems incredibly flat. I don't know what is going on. There's something wrong. He needs to change that. If it is a coaching thing, he should definitely consider at this point in his career to change a coach. Alright, now the first call out, and it's the same top 4 like at Tampa. Jordan Hutchinson in the center with Quinton Araya, John Jewett on the side, and Joe Palacios. The way I see it, I think Jordan is probably winning this show, but as far as that second spot, I'm not really sure. Right off the bat, I thought, yeah, it's gonna be Quinton and Jordan, but then later I wasn't so sure, and you'll see why. So as far as the way I see it, Quinton brought better fullness. I think he definitely came in fuller. And you can definitely see it, I mean, everywhere, really. In his chest, in his quads, and in his back. I mean, he did exactly what he needed to do in order to bring a better back. I mean, he couldn't have improved his back in any other way in only 1 week. So he came in fuller. And his conditioning was decent. He was a little bit more blurry than at Tampa, but this was a decent conditioning. Jordan just repeated the same thing. I think he's as sharp, as full, as dry, as well peaked as he was at Tampa. I don't think he changed anything. John Jewett, I think he may have came in a little bit sharper, but a little bit flatter. That's what I would say based on this video. And I think Joe Pilacius improved a little bit. I think he came in fuller and harder at the same time. Now the thing is, like with Quinton, when I saw him doing his posing routine, he kind of seemed a little bit softer. But then in this call out, he hardened up a little bit. As you can see right here, he looks pretty full and also pretty well conditioned. I mean, I can say he's probably beating Jordan Hutchinson in some poses, some front shots. Look at his most muscular. I mean, Quinton is really impressive in the most muscular, especially with his fullness now in his quads and the chest. But of course, the only reason why he is not really a contender to win this show would be his back. But honestly, his back is better. It's better for sure, but like the conditioning in the hamstrings and the glutes was a little bit troublesome. Now, right here in this moment, they know they didn't really put Jordan to the side and Quinton. They actually put the other guys in the center to compare them, to see who is placing third. At least at this point, that's what I thought. And the way I see it, I think Joe Pilacius is for sure beating John Jewett again. You know, John, I mean, I think he tightened up a little bit from Tampa. I think he got a little bit drier, but it's just, you know, his structure. There isn't really much he can do about it. You know, the shape of his quads, the shape of his entire physique. It's not the most aesthetic physique. And also, Joe, man, Joe is freaking massive. Actually, the guy is freaking huge. The only thing that I don't really love about his physique is his waist size and maybe the shape of his quads, but everything else from the back, man, this guy is impressive from the back. He's probably looking the best here from the back. Lower body and upper body. Look at that back, man. Just the back itself. It's really good. And also the conditioning in the glutes and the hamstrings. Like from behind, this guy is really freaking competitive here. No, I'm not saying he's beating Jordan. I mean, he might be beating him from the back, but overall, like from all the poses, front and side, no, I think Jordan is the most complete here. I think he is winning this show as well as he won the Tampa. But as far as that second at this point, I'm not sure. I'm looking at both Joe and Quinton. And I'm thinking Joe just might be beating Quinton here. Because he's really conditioned, really hard, really detailed, and also massive and full. And Quinton seems to be fading at this point a little bit. I don't know if you guys can notice it, but I think he looks a little bit flatter now. A little bit flatter or maybe watery. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but he looks softer. The conditioning is just not really showing as well. He is not as crispy as he was. So he either spilled over, which is more likely the scenario, or he flattened out by posing too much. But I don't think he flattened out because he was super full when he stepped on the stage. I think he just probably spilled over a little bit. And also his stamina, I think it's fading. I don't think he's in condition to pose for this long. I don't think he anticipated these guys to go this long. And there is going to be a couple more rounds, actually. So then they put both of these guys in the center again, Quinton and Jordan. They just switch the sides. And at this point, it seems like it's between Quinton and Jordan. And again, Jordan is fighting harder. He's able to flex, to hold the poses really tight. You can see that Quinton is struggling a little to maintain his posture, to really be aggressive on that stage, hitting the shots. You know, it seems like he doesn't have the same stamina. He doesn't have the same level of professionalism that Jordan does. And I think that's why there is no chance for him to win this show. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I think Jordan is definitely winning this. And I'm not even sure if Quinton is placing second. Again, from behind, look at this. I mean, look at Jordan's glutes. Tight from the first moment. Glutes and hamstrings both. And look at Quinton. He's struggling. He's trying to flex the glutes, to flex the hamstrings, and he's not really doing a great job with that. You know, he got tired for sure. So what happened in the end of this call out? They are actually considering Joe for the second spot, or potentially to challenge Jordan to win. And I can definitely see it, especially because Quinton is fading so badly. And look at them now. Compare Joe to Quinton right here. He's in the side tricep. He's definitely beating him right now. Quinton is not posing well, and now when Joe is in the center, he looks even more impressive. I think it's between those two guys, actually. We'll see at the finals. Things can change for sure. I don't like Joe's quads and his waist, but the guy brought it. Like, he's super massive. He's really conditioned. He's huge. He's going hard at it on that stage. He's showing us his will to win. He's going at it. Look at him. Like, he's flexing super hard. That most muscular is impressive. So yeah, I think that's how this is gonna go. Jordan winning, Joe second actually, Quinton third, and John Jewett in fourth. And that's gonna do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. For the coverage of the finals as well later, subscribe to this channel. And also, if you want to see more content about bodybuilding on this channel like this, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you soon. All the best and bye-bye.